August, which means two things. One, we're all melting. And two, some more games are going to be coming out.
August games!
So warm. When Overcooked came out, word of how much fun it was spread faster than a fire in one of its many weird and wonderful kitchens. And now it has a sequel, bringing back up to 4-player couch co-op and adding the ability to throw ingredients across the room, which could lead to increased efficiency or to a messy and on-fire kitchen. It's up to you. So,
not playing this game with you. I know how you get. I know how you get in Overcooked.
Look, if everyone just did what I said, it would be fine.
This is exactly what I'm talking about.
It's not.
Rules with an iron fist.
It's just when you're playing and then you see one person that's just standing in a circle going, ah! And you're like, look, you could be chopping some vegetables.
And those people need to be eradicated. Overcooked was brilliant. Overcooked 2, we've played it, haven't we?
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to be more of the same, but with some extra features.
It's fun.
It looks really fun.
I love it.
I can't wait to play it.
It's something. It's one of those games that I'm like, oh, I just try it. It's really good. It's really fun.
Yeah, and it's so simple as well. If you're looking for a game ever to play with like a family or a partner or anything like that, then like, man.
You only need to know movement and like 2 buttons, if that.
Also, if you get the wrong buttons like I do,
it doesn't
then
matter.
like someone like no one, you can go for a long time in Overcooked before anyone notices that you're just spinning on the spot, silently panicking.
Well. The beautiful Okami received high praise when it first came out all the way back in 2006, and now the HD version arrives on Nintendo's portable Switch console. Playing as the Shinto sun goddess Amaterasu, who took the form of a white wolf, players will explore and solve puzzles using the celestial brush to save the land from darkness.
Do you know, I've never played this.
I haven't either, so this is for me, I'm gonna pick it up now. Because whenever you say to someone who's played the game, is Okami any good? They're like, oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, I know that
it's one of those titles.
I know this is this cult classic. People love it. The controls seem like they're going to be perfect for the Switch. Apparently, the Wii version was pretty good using the remote. So yeah, now is the time. I think if you're watching this, you probably have played Okami, and you're looking at us with your jaw on the floor, being like, what's wrong with these
weirdos?
Little better than animals. But yeah, don't worry, we're on it.
We're going to be animals, namely a white wolf.
Yeah.
Survival adventure game We Happy Few takes place in Britain in an alternate timeline 1960s, where instead of the Beatles, the nation's in the grip of an oppressive regime, having been defeated by the Nazis in World War II. Now everyone's consuming hallucinogenic joy to forget the awfulness of their lives, and it's up to you to get the heck out of creepy Wellington Wells.
Wellington Wells.
Wellington Wells.
It's quite a convincing, creepy British name.
It's a good, like, the setting and stuff is really intriguing, really interesting. I like the weird character that like chats like, hello, have you taken your joy today? In the TV screens and everything. And it's a game that it's been on my radar for ages, because I remember it first getting announced 2-3 years ago now, and I've been waiting, and I played it when it first came out in like early access on the Xbox.
Oh right, okay.
And it was a bit like, it wasn't ready. Wasn't quite ready.
Wasn't fully baked.
But the latest trailer at E3, I was like, oh, it actually looks like a game now.
Word on the street is that it's not as much like BioShock as it looks.
Yeah, it looks like, it's going to be a BioShock thing.
What I think is intriguing about this is apparently every time you play, there's going to be a little bit of procedurally generated elements to it.
It's all procedurally generated.
So if you play it through over and over again, it's basically like more of a survival game. Like, you just got to
totally a survival
see how far you can get. And I think the storytelling will all be in like things on the walls and conversations you overhear. It sounds really cool if they can pull it off.
They didn't quite pull it off when they first released it in the early access, but it seems like it's a bit more of a held together game.
So
that's the only thing with procedurally generated is they don't have as much control over what the player can do.
Well, ambition is always good.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
MMORPG World of Warcraft sees its 7th expansion this month, if you can believe it. Battle for Azeroth introduces new continents to explore, raises the level cap to 120, and heats up the simmering conflict that's existed for years between the Horde and the Alliance. So Luke,
Yeah.
you know about World of Warcraft, please tell me things.
All too well. Okay, well, the reason that I think this expansion is really interesting, for me, the coolest thing about the World of Warcraft universe, the Warcraft universe, is that fundamental divide between the Horde and the Alliance. I think that's what really drew me to the World of Warcraft in the first place. Is just that's so cool. You pick a faction, and you can't communicate with all, like half of the players who are playing the game. I just think that's really interesting. Anything that plays around with that is basically fine by me. They're adding some new races. They're not like completely different. They're kind of like new variations or different tribes. So, for example, there's a new Tauren that has like a little bit more like moose. They're the cow people. They're a little bit more like moose antler kind of things. New kinds of trolls and new orcs. I'm all about orcs, yeah. You can probably tell I'm a big Horde fan myself. There's some other cool stuff in this expansion that looks quite interesting. New continents. I'm quite interested in the Warfront mode, which is a new PvE player versus environment thing, where you basically team up. I think it's a 20-person event, and you have to like capture an objective or capture like a building or something like that. But apparently they're taking inspiration and trying to fire off some of the same neurons as the old Warcraft real-time strategy games.
Oh.
So it's supposed to be kind of inspired by that and a little bit reminiscent. So I'm kind of interested to see how that ends up playing out when the expansion's released.
Strange Brigade is a 4-player online co-op survival game with a vintage Indiana Jones aesthetic. Imagine Left 4 Dead in an ancient tomb and you've got the basic idea. But Strange Brigade hopes to add a unique twist by asking players to engage in co-op puzzles, as well as shooting undead things in the face.
I worry that the very cheery like pip Britishness.
Oh, jolly ho!
Here we go!
Oh, you mean they all talk like this?
All talk like this?
Wonderful.
Yeah. I worry that especially
That's not going to get grating at all, is it?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
oh, pip.
Only one group of heroes can stand against the scourge of Sateki. The Strange Brigade.
It might become endearing though, so...
It could be, yeah, that's true,
Depends.
true.
If the gameplay is good, you might soften to it.
If the gameplay is good, that covers for all manner of potential ills. The other thing that I think is really interesting about this is the idea of solving puzzles in co-op. Like that idea that you'd be in a Left 4 Dead sort of horde mode kind of shooter, but then have to like group together to solve a puzzle. That's kind of interesting. Either that will be brilliant and a totally kind of unique experience and something really new, or solving puzzles with people online. It's given me, I don't know if they're going to be solving the puzzle so much as just shooting me in the face for not getting the puzzle right. If they've got a way to make it work, it could be awesome. Like we were saying before with We Happy Few, like you can't fault ambition ever really, or like trying to do new things. So yeah, another fingers crossed situation.
Keep an eye out later in August for 2 Point Hospital, a spiritual successor to Theme Hospital that even has some of the makers of that classic sim game on board. 2 Point Hospital sees you building and upgrading your own medical institution, curing diseases, or at least trying not to make them worse.
Did you ever play Theme Hospital?
That was the one, I played Theme Parks.
Oh,
There was the hospital ones I didn't quite, but I know many people, a lot of my friends absolutely adored that series.
Yeah, I was more of a roller coaster tycoon kind of guy.
Yeah, we were the ones sending the people to Theme Hospital.
Oh yeah, I mean, the way I played Roller Coaster Tycoon, definitely just remove a section of track.
It seems like to me a little bit like how City Skylines picked up the baton from SimCities when people weren't quite getting that from there.
Yes.
So
I'm a little bit more interested in this one though than I was in the City Builder ones, because this looks like it's got that same like tongue-in-cheek kind of like crazy sense of humour that Theme Hospital had, you know, like with the old patients wandering around with like bloaty head and stuff like that. So some of the actual illnesses in this look really weird. So I'm into that. I think it looks cool.
You're into the weird illness.
I'm into weird illness. In a sim game context.
Sure.
Can't row back from that.
No.
Next game.
Divinity Original Sin 2 came out last autumn on PC, but in August this year makes its way to consoles. If it flew under your radar, this could be the perfect moment to get involved, as the top-down turn-based role-playing game was hailed as one of the best RPGs of all time.
So,
one of the best.
One of the best, yeah,
of
seriously.
all
Like,
time.
the reviews for this game were, like, astronomically good.
Eurogamer said it was essential.
Essential, yeah. So, yeah, crazy good reviews. So if you have even a passing interest in RPGs, it sounds like this is the one. I know that the game gives you incredible freedom.
Yeah, a lot of options. So, like,
yeah.
you have a quest and you can get an item off of someone in a multitude of ways.
Yeah. Just crazy amounts of scope to play it your way.
Yeah.
Which sounds really cool. I wonder if maybe people are put off by the top-down thing.
Yeah.
Because it's like, for me, that, I don't know, it doesn't do it for me. I'd be like, why isn't like a full proper third?
Yeah.
Why doesn't it look like Skyrim? The RPG that's super accessible to all.
I like looking at certain top-down games. I think they give you a wider perspective.
They do, yeah.
And
Mostly people's scalps.
yeah, there have been a few that I've kind of dabbled in, you know, and if you like Diablo, it's something a little bit like that, but with turn-based combat instead of the action and stuff. So.
But by all accounts, it's an absolutely incredible game, so really, we all should be giving it a go.
Yeah.
Here endeth the lesson.
As surely as the Earth traces its orbit through the stars, the summer brings us a fresh version of Madden NFL. Madden 19 promises better animations on players than ever before, and that those improved animations will impact gameplay in exciting ways.
American football.
Sports.
Let's be upfront, we know nothing about the sport. This is the one where you go long.
It's like rugby, but with caging.
Caging, but with cages. So we don't know anything about Madden, obviously. But last year's game was reviewed pretty well.
Yeah.
This whole new idea about like making some changes to the player animations, I think either it could work incredibly well and add a new dynamic to the game, or it could be something that actually people just play it and they're like, this doesn't feel like Madden anymore. So it's going to be it'll be interesting to see how it goes down with the hardcore fans.
Yeah.
But there are some cool features in there now, like career modes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, there will be player motions that allow players to push blockers to gain more yards while running and make realistic cuts upfield after the catch. Did any of those words mean anything to you?
Catch.
I tell you what is cool though, it's on PC. So the Madden games haven't been on PC for over a decade.
Oh, wow.
So if that's how you get your games, and you love American football, then congratulations. Madden 19 Sports is the one for you. One more time.
Dun, 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 dun. No, that's the baseball
That's
one.
baseball. But I was enjoying the tune.
Sports.
So Ellen, those were the August games.
Yeah.
August
Which
games.
one caught your eye the most?
Probably the one I'll be playing out of all of those is Okami on Switch.
Oh, yeah.
It's time to right the great wrong that is
Yeah.
never having played Okami.
Yeah, I think so. That's on my list as well. But also shout outs to Overcooked 2 because I loved Overcooked so much.
Yep.
And also We Happy Few. I am interested to see whether they've pulled it all together because like when I first played the open access,
yeah.
I was a little bit like, this isn't what I expected. So I want to see what they have done with it, and it should be good.
Yes, exciting stuff. Good month for games. And yeah, next month is going to be even crazier. This
is the calm before the storm.
Yeah, begin the run up to Christmas. It's all going to kick off in September. So hey, now's the time to get in one of these quiet indie games while you can. But yeah, let us know in the comments if there are any games coming out in August that we missed to help your fellow travellers, and we will see you next time.